In life, Ian Brady was a psychopath, a child killer, and a master manipulator. In death, it's likely he'll continue to taunt the families of his young victims. He will forever be linked to this place, Saddleworth Moor, on the outskirts of Manchester. Together with his lover Myra Hindley, he brought an enduring sense of darkness to the world he inhabited. Even as a child, Ian Brady was regarded as a secretive outsider, a lonely, angry, illegitimate son. Born in one of the roughest slums of Glasgow at a time when illegitimacy still carried the stigma of shame. He grew up with an interest in sadism, and after meeting Myra Hindley, in murder. It began with 16-year-old Pauline Reed, lured into Hindley's car and taken to the moor to meet Brady. Pauline was murdered and buried on Saddleworth. Next came 12-year-old John Kilbride, a clever young man, good at football. He loved to be with his 3 younger brothers. Terry Kilbride is the only one of the 4 still alive, and he remembers the day police told his mother that John had been found dead.
It was horrible, you know, and then my mother had to go down to identify John, and it was just horrible to see my mum the way she was, to see her decline into such a state to what the person she was, you know, and she never came out of it, ever. It's about time. The only downfall is he needs to reveal where Keith Bennett is. That's the main thing now. Good riddance to him apart from that.
12-year-old Keith Bennett was Brady's 3rd murder victim. His body has never been found. His mother, Winnie Johnson, devoted her whole life begging Brady to reveal where he buried her son.
He was an angel to me. That's all I'm living for now, is to find Keith and have him buried. I did have some hard moments, and I'm telling you now, if it was left to me, I'd have been dead long ago.
But in 2012, she died not knowing her son's final resting place. 10-year-old Leslie Ann Downey's voice was recorded by Brady as she begged in vain for her life. When he and Hindley finally came to court, such details provoked an outrage scarcely witnessed before or since.
They were the first ones, really, to escape capital punishment after the abolition of it in the mid-60s. Theirs was the first trial after that where it wasn't available to the judge. I have always been implacably opposed to capital punishment, but I would have made an exception in the cases of these 2.
More than 20 years after their conviction, Brady and Hindley were escorted back to Saddleworth Moor, where Pauline Reed's remains were found. In Ashworth Psychiatric Hospital on Merseyside, Brady spent many years on hunger strike, but being force-fed by staff. In 2013, he argued before a mental health tribunal that he wasn't mentally ill and should be allowed to starve himself to death. He failed in his bid.
Ian Brady now takes to his grave the truth about Keith Bennett's whereabouts. The serial killer had always hinted that he had not forgotten where he'd buried the little boy. It was a dark, murderous secret, and it has taunted the families of his victims ever since.
It is the end of a dark chapter in British criminal history. There is still hope that somewhere in this remote place lies the body of Keith Bennett, and that one day he will be found. Nick Martin, Sky News, on Saddleworth Moor.